Let's test the mic check. Mic check. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Stream looks healthy. I'll just get started here. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for showing up today. Let's check everything out real quick. All right. Beautiful. Looks great today. Streaming at 1080p, so it looks really good. Looks really, really good. Okay, good morning. So let's start at the top here. JD, good morning. Brett, good morning. Cube Gift, good morning. Cyclonic, good morning. Thank you guys for being here. Dean Lou, there you are. How are you? Good morning, good morning. JD, first question of the day. What instrument will we be trading? I trade MNQ, MES, and MGC, pretty much primarily. Mostly MES, I would say. Probably 75% of my trades are that. A lot of times I will find a good setup, and then like Friday we did MES and MNQ both had a nice massive slide. We caught both of those. I was done trading in 25 minutes on Friday. That was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. So I did do a few scalps last night, just kind of playing around, nothing too crazy. I'm up like $150 in the account. Nothing wild. Didn't really move that much last night, so it's kind of nighttime. I'm on the fence about that. You can make small moves, I guess, small gains, but I'm not sure if it's worth sitting there for a couple hours to make what you can make in the U.S. session. So put out a new video over the weekend. That was good. Getting some good traction that way. A lot of people are vibing with the top-down analysis. That's been very, very popular. Big topic that I've had a lot of a lot of questions on, and that was a good video to put out. So with that note, I think I'll start my day on doing some top-down analysis. Kind of see where we're at. I erased my lines from last week, so we're going to redraw them here just to start my week out here, so we can clearly see this is a high right here. So I'm going to just draw a line along this line up here. Okay. Move this over just a titch. Okay. And we're actually at the bottom right now. Let's do this. Let's go back. If I remember right, the last time it was this low was clear back like in August, September last year. Yeah, it might be kind of hard for you guys to see, but these spikes down. We were April, went up, and then man, look at this. Last year in August 8th, 24, we had a massive spike down. And then, wow, on the 4-hour candle. This was a massive 1 4-hour candle. I'm glad I don't remember that. That's kind of crazy. Of course, I usually just do 5-minute charts, so I would have just traded what I traded and been done for the day. So, so yeah, here's the bottom. Excuse me, guys. I have a frog in my throat today. Probably put it right here. Just right through where we are. Just match up with the top there. Now let's leave that for a couple days and see what happens here. So let's go over to MNQ, same thing. See what we're going to do here. That's a pretty clear high spot right there for the last week or so, week or two. Yeah, this goes back about 2 weeks. And then the low would have been here. Let's scroll out. But it's the same story. Yeah, September, July, August, September last year. Same story, same kind of situation. Really, really massive dips. Isn't that crazy? Some of those 4-hour candles are massive. Absolutely massive. So, now what I'm not seeing here, I don't see any order blocks below us. So does that mean we've got lots of room to go down? I know this is really hard for you guys to see, but there's this screen I have is so small, there's not really a good way to make it all fit on one page type of deal. Okay, so if we go back, we've got a couple spots here. This red dotted line is where we are right now. Next level lower is going to be yeah. Go even back into April last year. April, August, September. That's my, yeah, I was going to say that's my birthday. So we've got some room down to go more within the recent year or so. So I'm either going to place it here or here. Let's see, 18,480, 18,200, or 17,836. And where we're at's at a pretty strong support too. Man, some of those candles are insane. If you guys were trading back then, I don't remember this. I don't remember like a big spike on the 4 hour. Of course, like I said, I do a lot of 5 minutes, so I might have missed it just trading what I trade. But yeah, that's crazy. Look at these monster candles. They're like, one of these candles was like 300, 400 ticks, 500 ticks in 4 hours. That's insane. Okay, so I think what I'll do on NQ, I think I'm going to put it at this lower level, 18,170, 180. Let's just do it at 200, 18,200. So that's right, very, very close to where it was. I'm just going to draw it out like that. Draw this one out. We'll stretch it out a little ways. Just for the next week or so. I just do this for every week or so, just to get my borders. A lot of times you can't even see them on the videos because they're so far away from, the price is so far away from where we're trading. So, but it's really good to start your day with analysis. We haven't placed any trades yet. I love to start my day. If you're new here, JD, you might be new, some of the new people. Yeah, I start my day with some analysis first. So let's see here. Okay, we're at the very bottom here. Very, very bottom. 4 hour chart is all bearish. 1 hour chart's bearish. We're at the very bottom here. So is it going to reject? Are we going to start heading back up? We got, if it's starting to back up, we got a lot of room till we hit where Friday's opening was. Friday's open was in this area. So is it gonna close this gap, so to speak? Is it gonna go back up in this area? Is it gonna look for the 200, which is very, very likely. 200's like a VWAP. Price always hunts for that, so it'll expand away from it, and then it'll hunt back for it. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, the next highest, the ultimate high for the last 2 weeks was up here. You can see there's very, very strong resistance up here. This would be like a medium resistance. That's a strong one. So what is going to happen today? Overall, my bias is still, even though we're at the bottom, I'm still leaning bearish from what I'm seeing. So let's see what happens at this level here. This is going to be interesting to watch. We've got a pretty good resistance here, and the 200 is right together. So let's see if we're going to reject off this and then continue to be bearish and make new lows. We already did make a pretty good new low. We're probably, let's see, we're about 25 ticks below the new low. So we did smash that down on market open. So We're gonna play the waiting game a little bit here, guys. Sometimes that's what trading is playing some weight. So RSI chart on here. Had some pretty good moves at market open. Pretty typical action. Yeah, I got a few trades. I did one little loss, a couple good wins, and then one little loss on. This was when I went to bed. This was frustrating to see when you look back. So this trade I was holding, I was like break even, profit, then back break even, then negative, then back break even. It did that for like an hour or so. And then right when I decided to call it a night, I took my loss, and 10 minutes later I would have been in profit. I think I had a small stop loss right here. I would have hit it literally 10 minutes later, but I didn't want to leave that open and wake up in the morning and be $1,000 negative instead of 100. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's better just to take your loss and live to trade another day. So my goal here in the next couple of days, I want to pass this funded account. I'm 10 days into the funded account, or the eval for the funded account, 50K eval. And last week I didn't get a trade near as much as I wanted to with the side job that I had to do, and some other things taking me away from trading. So today I'm going to focus on this. I want to get, I'm going to leave my $1,000 goal. We're going to see if we can nail it. I'm a couple $100 in, so we'll see if we can get it to shut us off and get this account past a funded stage. If so, that'll be 3 funded accounts, or 3 evals that I've passed, and I can always reactivate those funded accounts too. That's the nice thing, is they're held in like a special spot for you. You just pay the fee and you can reactivate them. So I love just passing those accounts off and work on getting my next goal here soon is going to be. I can't wait to get a payout. I don't care if it's $200. I don't care if it's $1,000. Something like that, just so I can prove that the metrics are good. You can actually make a solid payout from it and just grow from there. That's it. That is it. Let's check gold. Let's see what gold's doing. Let's do our top down on gold. Extremely bullish. I cannot believe I'm looking at this chart and it says 31.48. That blows me away. I've watched gold for years. I cannot believe it's that level. That is insane. Okay, so similar to last week's on that top-down analysis video, we're going to put the strong support down here. We're going to leave that for a bit. This would be like a medium support, very light support. And our top is where we are. This gold continues to make record highs. I mean, it's record high here, record high here, record high here, record high here where it's at right now. So it's never been this high. That blows me away to watch that. So we're going to watch gold for a day or two. I want to see what happens. Likely it'll retrace to here and then it can continue for a higher. So if you look at it like an ABCD pattern, A, B, C, D. It could also be A, B, C, D. It could just be we pogo stick, ping pong for the week too. Bullish pennant, Shanktown. Thank you, Shanktown. Yeah, I saw this yesterday. Incredible, guys. At 31.48. I never. Well, let's put it this way. I used to work for a company that did surveys for the gold mines, and I remember them saying that by the year 2030, gold would be $3,000 an ounce. That was back when gold was $1,900 an ounce, and we thought, wow, that's a long ways to go. Here it is, 2025, 5 years earlier, and we've slammed that goal. We absolutely blew that away. Incredible. Incredible. Absolutely wild. Does anybody else trade gold? Does anybody else do anything with gold? Absolutely wild. I can see that this line is not straight, so we're going to fix that real quick. There we go. It's a little better. Yeah, we're going to watch. We're going to watch for a bit today, guys. It might be a be patient and wait kind of day for a minute here. want to see a good setup. Like I say, our bias, our 4-hour and our 1-hour bias is still down. Even though we're at the low, we punched through it pretty hard, and we made a extreme low. So, morning, Travis. You trade gold a little bit too, huh? Good. I love gold. I have traded it for years. I used to trade it when it was on MT4, so it was the XAU USD. I absolutely love gold. There's days it really aggravates me to no end, but there's days I'm like, thank you so much, brother. That was quite the trip. When you're on the right side of it, it's amazing. When you're not, it's not. It's about the best way to put it. Okay, who else is here? Let's see who else is here. Looks like we've got 11 people on the stream right now, so thank you guys for being here. Appreciate all of you, every single one of you. You guys are welcome and appreciated. My channel has done phenomenal things. It's crazy. Every time I look at the analytics, I'm just blown away at the traction my channel's getting, and it's because of these videos. It's because of these metrics. There's a lot of interest in them. A lot of people wanting to see how to use them, how to do it, how to set them up. Actually get a lot of people that have questions about it. They've bought it, but they're just not getting they're not getting results. They're not able to make it work and be profitable. Oh yeah, nice, Travis. Buellnox, huh? So Buellnox, let's see. I'm either thinking of Blue Sky or Buellnox. That's rhythmic only, right? I actually passed an evaluation with, I want to say, I'm going to look and see. But that was last year. I was trading Rhythmic, one of those accounts. Well, Rhythmic only, though. They don't have TradeAvator Ninja Trader. Good morning, Mr. Trader Mick. How are you? Welcome. Happy Monday to you, sir. I've noticed that over the streams that I've done, Mr. Trader Mick and I usually see pretty close. We see a lot of the same things. We're pretty close, so... I don't know how many of you are on the Discord. I am on the Discord. I've been a little more active in the Discord lately, so I'm going to leave that up and see if we can connect with more people and just see what trade setups we're seeing, and yeah, rock it. Rock it good. Rock it. Okay, I am going to activate my alerts before I forget and we miss an alert. Rhythmic only, that's what I thought. I actually really like trading Rhythmic, to be honest with you. It was actually really cool. I did a similar thing when I passed that account. I wasn't using the simple market metrics, but I would kind of mix my swing style and my scalp style. So if I knew that I was in a good swing and there was some distance to go, then I would scalp all the way there. And I did one of those 100K accounts, and I went, I think in 2 weeks I got 106K. And then what I ran into trouble with is I wanted to do it on TradingView, right? I wanted to use TradingView and TradeAvate. And when I started looking to see if I could find a copier, I couldn't find anything that would copy those accounts directly. And so I think I can still activate that eval, or I think I can still activate that funded account. Like I earned it. I got it. But yeah, I just don't know. I did watch a video last night of Kellyanne. I don't know if anybody follows her, but she did a video last night on it's like called Trader Sync. And I don't know if that'll do Rhythmic, but I know it'll do funded accounts and evals, everything. So I may look back into that. But good for you. That's awesome. Rhythmic was cool. Yeah, I really liked the Rhythmic platform. It was actually pretty cool. So what I would do is I'd use my TradingView for my charting, and then I would click over to Rhythmic and trade on Rhythmic. So it's kind of like having two screens open. So let's see. We may see a good drop here in a bit. From where we are, 55.70, 69. To the bottom is 55.40. So there's some room there. I want to see our metrics change. Yeah, I want to see our metrics change. Notice we're at the bottom of our 4-hour line there. But it's sinking fast, isn't it, Mr. Trader Mick? Yeah, it's sinking fast. I'll be real shocked if we don't we don't click over to triple R, triple G, triple R here in a minute. Yeah, 3 minutes. 3 minutes looking like it's going to change over here pretty quick. I saw some people on Discord talking about these black lines too. I don't know if you guys have all seen that before, but I've noticed that. There's been a few people. One guy had a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch on his chart. They kind of just do that. They come and disappear. Just something in the coding. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to turn my 3-minute alerts on too, because a lot of times those alerts, even if I don't take the alert trade, it does let me know that things have flipped over on that time frame. And I love watching the 3 and the 5 minute together. I feel like when those things are pretty close or in sync, then we're going that way. You know what I mean? Okay, we've got 15 viewers on the chat on the stream today. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Haven't seen Erica for a bit. I wonder how she's doing. Tony B, wonder how you're doing. I know he put on one of my videos that he blew his account and he's looking to get another one, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, if this goes short on us, we can do we can get a nice little scalp out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if we make lower lows though. We've already broken through the low. So let's see if I can get an idea of how low this can go. We are at 55.68, 67, 61, excuse me. The ultimate low for the day is 55.33, 34. And my next resistance block I see, which is a very strong resistance, is clear down 54.74. Now, I don't know. Doesn't mean we'll get there today, but pretty good drop though if we did. You never know though. Some days it'll just range a little bit. Other days it'll just sink or raise. There's Tony. Good morning, Tony. Corey, good morning. Yeah, looking for another one today, huh? I bet today you could find some good deals. We're at the end of the month. It seems like all the emails I saw this morning are everybody's running good deals. I don't know if anybody trades Apex, but man, those are some cheap accounts right now. I just randomly looked at my emails yesterday, and I had a bunch from Apex that I never look at, and I got looking yesterday for like their end of month sale, and those accounts are super cheap, and I think the activation fee is only $85 right now. So, not to push anybody that way if they don't want to go that way, but that might be something to look at. Top steps are always cheap too. $50 for, or no, $99 for a 50K account. Tradeify's 90 something bucks for their 50K account. Sweet. Good job, Corey. Good job. Yeah, Tradeify is awesome. I plan on reactivating that 100K account. The 10-day thing, the 10-day, and you got to watch your consistency. So the 10-day payout thing was it kind of sucked in a way, but it's good in a way too. Like it makes you be patient. You know what I mean? There's good and bad to both of them. Getting daily payouts, I can see people just blowing the hell out of their account because they want a big payout tomorrow. And then the 10-day thing makes you be a little bit more patient. But as you saw what happened to me, seeing that big number that I needed to hit, I way over leveraged, and 10 minutes earlier or 10 minutes later that would have gone through. That's the frustrating thing. So you can do all this work and then blow your funded in 10 minutes just being an idiot. Okay, let's see. I don't know if the 3 minutes kicked over yet to sell signal, but I'll bet it's getting close. We've had 12 minutes solid of direction change. Profit wave's already changed. Like I said, we're still bearish 4 hour and 1 hour. There's a pretty good support down here at 55.45, excuse me, in that area. But that's still a good 15, 18 tick drop. So, but I want to see our RSI match up. I want to see things match up.
Have a good day, Bridger. Bye, bud. Have a good one.
It's my son heading to school. Yeah. Heck yeah. I'm real big on just doing one account at a time. I really have been hyper focused on I just want to pass one account and get a payout before I buy any more. I have no problem linking them together and doing all that, but I really see that I think it's important that you get to where you can get a payout before you buy more accounts. Things can get wild pretty quick, especially at 20 accounts. Man, some of those Apex guys, you watch them, and I can just imagine having a bad day on 20 accounts. That would mentally really mess me up. Okay, we're punching that 4 hour low. Like I say, we broke through it twice today already. First time we only went this far. Didn't go that much. Didn't really do much. Kind of hovered around it for the next hour or so. And then when the market opened, we punched through it pretty hard. We went quite a bit further down. If we test new lows, like we could break through and go even lower. Like I said, on the 1 hour chart, I was looking at 54.75 area. So clear down this area for like a super ultimate low on the 1 hour. But let's see what strength's going to do. Let's see if everybody else is going to get on board with that, or if we're just going to kind of float today. It's all about being patient, waiting for a good setup here. NQ looks like it's already selling pretty hard. In fact, let's look at this. So this is what's hard, guys. So this is why the top-down analysis is so important. If you would have bought here because things were triple G, as they say, but not paying attention to your resistance, not paying attention to your trend, look what would happen. You'd be in loss. NQ can move some distance before things change over. It really can. And again, we're on our 4 hour and our 1 hour is definitely bearish. Let's look at some 1 hour levels and see. Yeah, see, it consolidated here for quite a while and broke through that. So we could, our 4 hour level is clear down here. And that's based off last year's numbers, but looks like we're heading that way. Looks like we're heading that way. Hey, good morning, Adam. What's happening, man? Good to see you. How you doing? How you doing? I'm thinking, guys, we're going to have some sell action here pretty quick. This is lining up. We've got some great RSI on the NQ. I just want to see everything flip over. I want to get a signal. I don't want to just jump in, right? We want to see the signal. We want to see what we need to see before we jump in. We don't want to anticipate, is what I'm getting at. We want to get validation before we pull the trigger. But yeah, this is looking really good to me. 18 RSI. It was 59 about an hour ago. 57, 58, 59. Still didn't trip over. That's crazy. Andre, my A friend, what's happening? Good morning. Good morning. We gonna make some trades or what? We gonna make some cash or what, man? NQ is a crazy thing. Some of these candles, guys, are huge. It's got a mind of its own a lot of the time. Very, very chaotic. I did a few trades on it last night. I did all right. Just kind of scalping. Some of these 5-minute ones, I was looking at the 3-minute and 5-minute, and I was trying to catch it right when it started to change. That's always fun to kind of get it when everything starts to just try right on the cusp of it. Right? It's kind of cool. I was just kind of bored doing some other things on the computer and doing that on the side. Nothing too wild. You're done for the day already, huh? Cool. That's how my Friday was. Yeah, that's how my Friday was. It was like 20, 30 minutes is all. And I was done. I was tempted to play with my settings and keep going. But you got to stay disciplined. I can't preach it if I don't do it. I'm really, really trying hard to just stay disciplined. The best trading I do is when I stay disciplined, and I gotta just keep that in the back of my mind. Stay focused, do everything correct, start your day correct. Now you're just watching live, huh? Right on, right on. Good for you, man. Well, if you do things right, that typically happens more often than not. You know what I mean? If you're watching the right things and being dedicated, that's what happens. That's what we are looking for. Okay, I'm going to go over to two window charts. See, we can just kind of watch both at the same time here. So 5-minute, 5-minute. Wait a second here, I don't remember that. Yeah, that's weird. I'm going to go over to 2 window. Interesting. It looks different than it does on single pane. Okay, the NQ is bouncing off this resistance. It's tugged into that profit wave, so we'll see. It could, the next couple of candles could really sink down. Very likely to go this low again, make new lows. I wouldn't be surprised. Just what I'm looking at here, I'm thinking we're going to make new lows just from what price action's showing us and where we're at. But where we are at the bottom of these 4 hours, there could be some really strong supports pushing us up too. And like we did on our top down, you saw the next levels that we could rise to. So if we head to Friday's open, we've got quite a ways to go up. And if we head to the ultimate high for the last 2 weeks, we've got double that far. So, yeah, this is why you don't anticipate, guys. This is why you don't anticipate. This looked really good for a sell not even 5 minutes ago. Not everything was lined up, so we didn't take the trade and look. It'd been a loss. You'd be in loss for sure. We want to see everything say the same thing. We want to see it reject off of here and then triple R on us, our RSI match up, everything match up. That's what we really want to see. That's the better place to sell. Same kind of story here. It's kind of playing with this resistance, but this one's a lot stronger. It's right at the 200. Both these are just right around the 200. And the 200 is a really strong teller of what's going to happen. So it's my main trend definer, so... Oh, nice. Andre, that's awesome. Good for you. Flipped an account from 50 to 500 last week. That's impressive, man. That's actually really impressive. Statistic-wise, that's really impressive. So good for you. That's incredible. How are you using metrics, or what are you doing? There's a lot of people that I talk to that they have the metrics, but they trade differently than that. Absolutely, Adam. 1 minute chart's a meat grinder, guys. I don't know. My hat's off to you guys that make it work. Whenever somebody's telling me they're making money off the 1 minute chart, I'm just like, good for you, bro. Like, that's incredible. You ought to be live streaming and doing a video on that, because I honestly, I've never done good on 1 minute chart. I kind of avoid it like the plague, to be honest with you. I look at it and I just click off of it because I just can't. I can't get my head around it. I too many times I've lost money on it. I mean, I have bad memories from 10 years ago, scalping Forex off 1 minute chart. I just got my butt handed to me, and it wasn't until I started doing like the alignment and going to 5 minute chart and better that I did way better. And so I just don't want to go back, you know. So, but yeah, Adam's right, man. Those 1 minute buy and sell signals, 50 ticks against you instantly. I see that all the time. Like, what's crazy too, the candle doesn't move. It's just like, it like warps there. Like, it doesn't just slowly go that way. It's like you're right here, you buy or you sell, and all of a sudden the candle's up here. There is no, it moved faster than your eye can capture light. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then you're like, oh, nice. Okay. That sounds good, Andre. Yeah. Post it on there. I want to see. I'd like to see it, man. Sounds good. 20 people on the stream. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. That's awesome. Mr. Trader Mick, I love how you think. We're very alike that way. Yep, I love how you think. I've noticed that you and I are usually pretty in sync with our mentality. So you hit it right on the head, man. Forex was like that too, guys. Forex was, man, I went down the rabbit hole with Forex. I tried every strategy known to man on that thing. I was bound and determined to make it my life's mission to master Forex. That was very bad for my liver. And my stomach. Yeah, it does, man. Adam, it does. It's not even a move you can see. It's just teleportation. Straight up. And it's never, you know, it'd be nice if it was in your favor, but it never is. Never mind anyways. I literally, whatever strategy I have, I literally thought about just inverting that. I may do better. But you know, the funny thing is, I bet you if you inverted it, you'd still lose money. Like, it's that kind of crazy. It does not matter if you buy or sell, you're going to get whooped. Nice, 21 on the chat. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Love having the viewership. Thank you. Yeah, okay. Cool. On Discord. Oh, somebody else sent me a DM at the same time. Man, where did it go? Oh, there it is. I see it now. I'm still new to Discord too. I haven't done a lot with Discord, guys. So if you message me on Discord, give me a minute to figure it out. Okay, I just added you as a friend too, Andre. You got the monkey picture, right? You're the monkey man picture, dude. Okay, I'll check that out in a bit. Yeah, gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll check that out in a bit here. Appreciate it, man. I love, so if you guys send me a strategy or want to talk about something else besides what I do, I'd love to hear it. I really do. I like I said, when I was in Forex, my mission was to find every strategy and just like learn all I could about that. And that sent me down some rabbit holes. But now I'm super curious about all trading strategies and all trading setups. And I've seen some cool stuff. Yeah, I've seen some cool stuff. There was I think I said this before on one of my live streams before, but I knew a kid like in Thailand, and I don't even know how we connected. It was on some Forex group or chat or something, but we just got an up. Okay, we're going to have to watch this for a little bit more. But anyway, this kid was like a whiz kid. He was like a genius with like coding and stuff. And anyway, we got talking about some things, and he had built a super scalper that went like made $100, took $100 and made like $1,500 in a day. And it just was scalp, 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 scalp. And it was a good one. It was a really good one. It was like made for, I think it was made for the GBP JPY. They call that the Dragon. And it moves a real specific. It's, you know, all the forex pairs. It's kind of like assets on here. All the forex pairs, they kind of have their own personality, right? But yeah, that kid wanted to be big time. He wanted to like list it on MQL5, and he wanted to. I mean, it was going to be like $1,000 robot, right? But looking at some of the analytics on him at MQL5, that guy could have made a millionaire from that. I mean, it was incredible. But I lost touch with him. I remember, so I used to do a lot of stuff on Telegram, and something happened in their country where a lot of people got banned on Telegram for some spam reasons, or something weird happened in their country where like the country cracked down on Telegram. I think it was for scams, actually, because there's so many people running scams. They just knocked everybody's down, and I never connected with him again. I don't know what happened. So, but yeah, I saw a lot of cool stuff. There was so many people making some killer money in Forex. There's another group I had here in Utah. They called it Forex Island. They went bankrupt a little while after this. But anyway, they were putting on classes. And so they would do like a twice a week class, and you'd actually go there, and they had this big convention center they ran out, and they'd pay for dinner and everything, and they'd show you their metrics and everything. And it was like everybody do a group trade, and you do like, 10 pips a day is all you need. And then, they'd help you get funding accounts. And that was when I first started learning about prop accounts. That's kind of wild. But that really intrigued me too, because it's nice that you could buy somebody else's money instead of having not all of us have 50K or 100K in the bank that they can use to trade with. I mean, most of us don't, actually. So the prop firm a thing idea was a game changer, and it just kept me down that rabbit hole. Oh, this is eval. My FFF. I think it is. Yeah. I think it is. I'm halfway to funded. I'm gonna log in and look real quick at them because I think it is, but I want to tell you right. I got it on a deal. Corey gave me the code for it, and I was gonna take a couple days and just look and see. Account type. Where does it say? I think it is a starter. Yeah, I think it is a starter. It is. It's a starter. Yeah, it's a starter. I'm looking on the other screen when it's off screen here. But yeah, I'm halfway there. Halfway there. Got some good stream action today, guys. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I love to see it. Okay. Andre, good to talk with you, man. Thank you. Have a good day as well. Do good in school. See, that's one of the things I like about the metrics too, because I imagine so many students. I've known so many students in my life, and I know how tight their life is. It's very hard to go to school full time and to pay for it, And so I always imagine that there's somebody that really could use this, and it really could help them, even if it's $50 a day. I mean, imagine if you just needed $50 a day to survive so you can go to school. This would do it for you, relatively easy. Yeah, okay, Adam. I've heard Rich. A couple people have brought that up to me. I've never heard of him until recently, but if I remember right, he kind of keeps that secret, his strategy secret, and you got to pay a big fee to get in there. Is that correct? I've known several people like that. I've known several groups like that, and I'll tell you right now, I've done a couple of them, and it's not worth it. I've never got the knowledge out of it. What I share here is more valuable, honestly, for free. I mean, I can't say that for sure with his, but I've done that with others, and I know for sure. I need to run grab my phone. I'll be right back, guys. Ricola. Okay, back at it here. Adam, okay. Rich Walden. I've heard a couple people mentioned him, but I don't know much about him. So does he have a website, or where do you, YouTube, or where are you finding him? And is it like, if I understand it right, it's like $5,000 or something crazy, right? It's not. He only has 132 subscribers on YouTube. Is that the guy? Top step payout $2,500. 2 days ago. So he's like the bald guy with a black hat and black glasses. His channel gets no views. That's crazy. 30 days in a row of payouts. Damn, that's impressive. You're right. That's really impressive. That's incredible. Yeah, it could be cyclonic. You're right. It could be. So I'm going to bring it over here so we can all look at it. You're talking about this guy, yeah? Rich Walden. Jeez. Breathing with the markets. Wow. Hats off to him. It's impressive. Yeah, that's impressive. Very, very hard to accomplish that. As we all know. It is mysterious. His channel kind of looks, it's like 5K, yeah. Well, I'll just tell you, looks can be deceiving, especially on YouTube. At one point, I've seen it all. I've done it all. I used to have a lot more money than I do now, and I thought, well, if it's a secret to being a millionaire, $5,000's not that big a deal. But then when there's no secret and you just paid $5,000, you're like, well, that sucked. I just made that guy richer. I've learned more. Like honestly, for the $100 kit for the simple market metrics, it's pretty hard to beat for the money. Is it perfect? No way. Is 1 minute ever going to be good? I don't think so. That's just my opinion. I don't think you can make it work, but some guys are. If you're just looking for like 1 or 2 trades a day and you're just getting like 10, you can probably do that okay. Maybe take some of the signals, but I've seen some of those signals on 1 minute chart. And if you'd have took those, like Adam was saying, you'd be 50 in the negative real quick. Some of those do not pan out. And I've seen a lot where it's just like you'll get a buy and then you'll get a sell immediately after. And so it's like, which is it? You know? So one of those for sure is going to be a loss. And you got to be quick on the draw for real. Jeez. That's crazy, Adam. So instead of 5K, it's 7,500. Dang. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, good for him. If he's pulling it out and he's doing it and showing it, that's great. But that's a lot of money for anybody's course, you know? That's a lot of money for anybody's course. Some of my channels, I've got some channels in my YouTube videos that are like inspiration channels, right? Things that I've watched over the years. And most of them are pretty cheap or free. And I've got just as much value out of any of them than I did the paid courses that I've done. So that's why I put those on there. I mean, a small fee is one thing, you know, a couple $100. I think that's doable for pretty much anybody. But $7,500, that's impossible. Most people don't have anywhere near that money, especially for something that may, you know, it's like it looks really good on paper, but really, is it actually going to make a difference? So you're going to actually learn something and it's going to help you. You're going to be able to trade better and make money from that. Make that $7,500 back, you know? But yeah, I've heard of that a couple times. I've heard people say he's like a whiz kid. He's like a whiz guy. He's like a wizard, trading wizard. Hey, good morning, Ani. Nice. Good. Good. Is it helping you, Ani? I hope so. I hope what we're doing here is helping people, and it's definitely been good for me. So I hope so. So my oldest son is 23, and not really. We've talked about it a couple times as far as if he wants to trade. And let's see, how do I put this? My oldest son is more into. He's got a girlfriend of a couple years, and he's got a job he really likes. It's a salary job. They love him. He loves them. So he's really comfortable and happy where he's at with that. But he would like more money, but I don't think he wants to sit down and learn what he needs to learn to get there. Like, I get the impression my son would love me to do it for him and then take the money. I think that would be fine, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't. It won't help him. It won't help him. I've actually got two sons that are that age. So my wife and I were hers, mine, and ours, and our oldest sons from our first marriages are only 6 months apart, and they were actually friends in elementary school before her and I even got together. So they've known each other longer than we've been married. I've been married almost 13 years now. So, but my second oldest son, he's a Twitch streamer. He's actually a little more interested in trading than my oldest actual son. So he sees a lot of traders on Twitch, and he actually looks on Kick and things like that too. But he's a big gamer. He'd rather, honestly, his dream job would be like game development and just trading, playing games. He's been on Twitch streams playing games and for like 8 hours, 9 hours at a time before. It's absolutely crazy. Ani, you've grown your 50K PA to 52,400. Good for you. That's great, Ani. That's one of the biggest secrets that I don't really know if it's a secret, but you don't really see a lot of information out there about that. And I really feel like that's a secret to success is using the discipline to just stop. I mean, the other day I hit my daily profit trigger. I've done it so many times on my channel. You can look through my channel and look at my videos. I've done it over and over and over again. And it's so nice when that happens. You feel such a satisfaction that you did your top-down analysis, you waited for good setups, you took advantage of those good setups, you made your money, and you walk away. And I'm telling you, when the prop firms are looking at the metrics, they're going to be a lot more. If you want to scale up and get more money, that's how you're going to do it. So if you start with a 50K account and you trade it well for a month or two, and you're doing it like that and using solid discipline, they're going to be a lot more likely to scale you up. So, and I know that from sitting in a class with a prop firm that encouraged that. That's exactly what they said. They want to scale you up, and that's how you get there. So that's great. I'm really glad that you learned that, and it's actually helped you. I'm really glad to hear that. But good for you. 5240 on a 50K account. That's very solid. It's a good return. So, and you're almost there. You got to get 53. So you're almost there. I'm about halfway there, and I didn't trade 3 days last week, so I'm kind of pushing hard right now because I want to just knock this out of the park and be done with the eval. Right, Adam, you get it. You get it. Absolutely, Ani. You got it, man. We're getting in with high probabilities. I'm getting more winning days than losing days, and small wins add up. Well, it's working for him, guys. You can see it right there. Give him props. That's great. That's what we all want to do. We all want to do those base hit days and stay disciplined and get funded. That's what we're all looking to do. We want to get funded. We want to have checks in the bank. That's what this is all about. All this work and all this energy and all this time and all this dedication is for that goal. So good for you. That's really good, man. So, Ani, how much more confident are you now? I bet your confidence level is way higher. and the enjoyment level of what we're doing is way higher, right? When you're winning and things are going well for you, it's a euphoric, man. It's really fun. It's addicting. It's a straight up addiction. But that confidence level goes up, and you're it's great. It's great to see, man. Absolutely, man. You get a few payouts, like Adam just said. You get a few payouts that could be life changing. That's no doubt. That's no doubt. You could go, I mean, literally anywhere you are in life, no matter your financial status, no matter your educational background, no matter your economic diversity, like wherever you live in your country or wherever you live in your economy. This is one thing that will make a difference for you. This will change your economic outlook for the future for the better. And life-changing is a very good way to put it. You're still scared, huh? Yeah? Well, I'm just giving you props to help you with that confidence, right? Because I can tell you one thing. When I first was trading, I was terrified. I'd get into a trade and I'd start sweating. Like I was literally sweating. It was like working out, I was watching every candle, like hanging on to every candle, and I used to be so super nervous. But as I've done things over the years and developed and changed and evolved, it's just information now. I'm not gonna. And you know what's crazy is I've got a lot more comfortable, and I've done much better. That's hard. Yeah, that's really hard. So my answer to that, Ani, I think one of the biggest things for me, one of the biggest things to fight FOMO and revenge trading is using the metrics. So if I have a loss, I don't look at it like, oh man, I just lost $250 or $400 or whatever. I just stare at my charts and I use my top-down analysis and I use the metrics to get that back. And here we are, Mr. Trader Mick, 250 a day, 240 trading trades, 60K. That's life-changing, guys. That's incredible. Yeah, you guys are right. It's life-changing. This skill set, I mean, this is one of the most lucrative skill sets you can learn. You can go to college and pay big money for an education and not make this kind of money. I mean, the kind of money that these YouTube guys are making, and you see all these people getting payouts. Like, look at Alpine Trader. He was like $300,000 last year in payouts, $400,000 last year in payouts, and he's just got a little office like mine, and he just trades every day. And then there's tons of successful traders that are actually pulling money out. That's good, yeah. That's good, Ani. I'm glad. That's really good. That's really good. The hard thing is not just winning 250. It's when you lose 250 and not wanting to, and shutting it down and not continuing to try and get that money back. Right? That's super hard. All of us struggle with that. So you're not alone, man. You're not alone struggling with that need and that want to get that money back and to keep going positive. We all struggle with that. So like I said, I think the metrics help because you're using data to make your decisions instead of your emotional need to get that money back, or FOMO, or fear. So there's two things to trading. There's a fear aspect and there's a greed aspect, right? So that's what kills accounts, is those two factors. If you're afraid and taking a loss puts fear into you, where you feel like you need to get that back, and it's like a genuine concern, so you keep trading, then you just make it worse. You compound the issue. If you're greedy and you try to do too much, which I suffered from a bout of that lately on my funded account, you try to do way over leverage and just try to make up a bunch of money real quick, you can actually put yourself in a really bad situation. So I've been on both sides of that, man. Right. That's why I say it's amazing how much you can do. It's amazing the kind of returns you can get at the bottom. I mean, we're using the smallest amount possible, and we're getting good returns. That's another secret. Like, I don't think people realize how powerful that is. You got to realize too, the difference between 1 unit and 2 unit is a big difference. Like you If you're shooting for $50 and then you go to 2 units, that same distance is $100. And you go to 3 units, that same distance is $150. If you go to 10 units, it's 10 times that much, right? It's just crazy how fast it compounds. So starting at those low limits gives you plenty of room to work with. You nailed it right on the head, man. We want to start on the small side of things. We want to be on the small side of things. We definitely don't want to overdo this. Overdoing this will kill your account faster than anything. You're never going to go in your favor when you overdo it. It's always going to go against you. The market's just breathing too much. Okay, we've actually risen quite a bit as I've been talking here the last 20 minutes or so. We're in this range. I've kind of wanted to see what happens at the 200 here. This is really where I'm watching pretty close here. Let's go back to one panel. Go to 1 hour chart. Okay, so looking at the price action, this rejected this big wick here. This rejected pretty hard, and now we're heading. This new candle, it looks like we're heading up. RSI shrunk really, really strong this last 2 candles. Went from 56 to 28 to 5. So zooming this out so you guys can see it. We continue this pattern. We've got some good room. Friday was up here. Friday market open was up here. So if you just plot it out like that, I mean, we've got a long ways to go up before we go any more down. So could be one, like I said, we could just reject it off that 4 hour line. But see why I like those 4 hour lines? I mean, that's pretty clear. We poked through it and then rejected. Now it's starting to buy. So we could actually buy today. There's a 3-minute alert on a buy. Let's take a look at that real quick while we got this open here. That's a good indicator things are flipping on us. Yeah, let's take a buy real quick here, guys.
Order filled.
Just take this buy real quick and see what happens. Gonna manage the trade, but we just barely got that buy signal. I'm just using. I've scaled up a little bit on my size just because I've got a bigger target than I didn't get a trade a lot last week, so I want to make up some ground. But yeah, NQ looks like we might be heading up for a bit here today. Last hour was a pretty good rise. It's definitely hunting for that 21 EMA. Watch this. Let's watch this buy for a bit here. 3-minute candle. Above the 200 on 3-minute. Excuse me. Getting over this head cold finally after a week and a half or 2 weeks of having it. I feel the best I have in 2 weeks today for sure. Got out some warm weather over the weekend, enjoyed some time out with the family. It was good. Most of these signals I get, most of these last between 3 to 9 minutes, I would say. I just moved my stop loss or my take profit up just a teeny bit, just below the actual target for the simple market metrics target. But good indication things are turning around. We're going to head the other direction for a bit. Now, I don't know how high it'll go. Like I said, we've got a long ways to go till market open for Friday, or market move on Friday. We were clear up here on Friday market open. Let's see. Yeah, market opened at 15. Sorry, 57.15. Yeah, 57.15. So if we plot that on our chart, we are like that much higher. So it's got a good rate. It's got a good ways to go. It can go. 3-minute signal, just kind of floating at entry. Hadn't really done. It's gone up a little bit, gone down a little bit. Hadn't really gone anywhere. So we'll see. And when you're doing this without a stop loss, guys, you got to watch the trade close. You don't ever want to leave the room or go to Walmart or anything, because you don't want to come back half hour later and have it clear down here. Especially with that kind of size, that would really be a bad trade against you. A lot of times on these 3-minute charts, I'll go to 10 because I'm so confident in what they do. They're very high probability. There's sometimes you'll get stuff like this, and you just got to watch it and kill it before it comes a 3-headed monster on you. But got good RSI, flipped over. We're above 21 and 200, so got a little ways to go till this resistance up here, and there's another one above it. So we're 3 minutes into this trade. This little scalp trade here. RSI is heading up on both ES, MES, and MNQ. Actually looks like pretty strong buys right now, to be honest with you. Oh, that almost closed right there. If I'd have left my take profit where it was, that would have closed already. We're almost going to close. We're right there. We're just knocking on the door. Knocking on the door.
Order filled.
And we got it. Very nice. I don't really know if I want to do a buy, but I'm tempted to. We're above 21 on both. NQ's looking for the 200. MES already broke the 200. There's a pretty good resistance right here. Let's watch. If this breaks this and this order block goes away, I'm gonna probably buy. Looking at the 1 hour chart and everything we just did, I'm liking that. It looks like it rejected pretty hard off our 4 hour bounce. Or off our 4 hour end zone there. Yeah, Levi, first off, thanks for being here. Thank you for the comment. Every broker has a slightly different data feed, so we've noticed on the stream that the guys that have the same exact system are getting different signals. Usually there is some sort of a delay, so some people get it a little bit sooner, some people get it a little bit later. We've noticed that quite a bit. So I do have a video on my YouTube channel called Chart Setup, and it will show you how I set exactly my chart up so you can mirror those same settings and try to get similar results. But depending on who you're using, there could be a delay. And I wonder if, location of the planet has a factor to that, with servers being in different places, and I think there just might be some slight delays. So, because I noticed one of the guys we used to have on here that's been on here before, he got a signal before I did. And I have killer internet. I have like 800 megabyte second gig internet connection, and everything on my metrics looks really, really good for my download speeds and everything. So I don't think it's an internet problem, but just slight differences in the brokers. So if you're using a take profit trader, if you're even just using the paper trading account, you're going to get a different result. So that has happened before. That's very common. I imagine on 1 minute charts even worse. If we all looked at 1 minute chart together, we're going to see a lot of difference, a lot of variation. A lot of variation. So, okay, so I had one loss today, or 2 losses today, 2 small losses, and 4 wins. Or six wins and 2 losses, I guess is what it is. Just scalping. 75% win ratio. Looking for 1,000. We've got our cutoff set at 1,000 today. So I've still got some trading to do. Still got some trading to do today. I want to stay consistent too, so I want to keep that level. I want to keep that level until this account is passed from eval to funded. Yeah, that was a good little 3 minute signal though. Good little 3-minute signal we got there on the toast alert. I love the toast alerts. I've really got to where I love those. I set them a lot. I set levels that way. I do all kinds of stuff with those toast alerts. They've been really cool. I love that feature about TradingView. You can set it up to go to mobile, but just be super careful trading mobile. I don't trade mobile anymore. I'll never trade mobile again. I mean, there's no need to. I can sit at my computer and do it, and I just feel like I can see things so much better. That little teeny screen, even though it's the same chart and the same data and everything, I just don't get the same. I need to be able to zoom out. I need to be able to see a little bit more data. So I just do better that way. So yeah, this resistance is pretty strong right here. You can see that we nailed it on that signal, and then we've kind of bounced back. So kind of just playing the waiting game. It is more of a ranging day so far. Cyclonic's right. It's more of a ranging day. But did get one nice little scalp in there for a minute. I think we got 30, 40 bucks out of that. So not too bad for a 6-minute trade. Telling you, those, I don't know if you guys watched those or looked at that, but I would highly recommend you getting that on there and setting up those alerts and taking advantage of those when you get them. You could even go 6 on your trade. I did 7. You could go 6 on your trade and it would have closed sooner. And as long as you hold it open for more than, I think it's 30 seconds, I want to say. Micro scalping is considered 15 to 30 seconds. So as long as it's open longer than that, you shouldn't have any trouble with the broker or your prop firm. Most of those take 3 to 9 minutes. I will say if I'm in one of these buys and it's longer than like 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to cancel it. Every time I've been into one that long and it didn't work out, these are designed to go super quick. If they don't work out and it's floating like this for too long, I'll just cancel it. I'll just take a small loss because likely it's going to flip around on us. Price action on NQ, we're getting a lot of wicks right now. We're getting a lot of wicks. And remember, our bias on our 1 hour and 4 hours is still very, very strong bearish. So we could be setting up for some sell action here pretty quick. I want to see everything line up though. We don't want to anticipate. There's days where everything's mismatched too. Nothing lines up, and those days are hard to trade. Those days I'd probably lean to signals and just try to take some scalps and make it through those days the best I can. Not every day's like that, thank God. All right, we got 23 on the stream. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all being here. This is actually pretty fun streaming. I get it. It's pretty fun to connect with others, and I love the chat. We get a lot of cool people on the chat, and you're hanging out with like-minded people with the same goal as you. That's if you want to be successful, that's what you need to do. Okay, Mr. Trader Mick, what do you think? Like you said, it's been consolidating, just been a range day so far. What do you think? Hey, there's Erica. Hi, Erica. Nice to see you. How are you? I just said, like, when we started the stream, I haven't heard from Erica for a couple of days. Of course, I didn't get to stream very much last week. I had some work outside of here I had to get done, and it took longer than I'd planned on, and I only ended up trading, I think, Monday, a little bit on Wednesday and Friday. I didn't do anything Tuesday at all because I was locked out of Trade of 8, and Thursday I was in a paint booth, so I did not get to trade much last week. So I'm trying to make up ground, to be honest with you. I want to get this eval passed. I'm halfway there. I want to get it passed. I want to get it done. Wonder where Lorand is. You know, I haven't heard on the stream for a bit. It's Lorand. That guy's cool. I'll enjoy talking to him. Lorand and Damandela. Those guys are fun. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Mr. Trader Mick. I'm with you. it's just going to be a patient game today, guys. That's it. We may do this for another hour or two, and then it'll finally find some direction, and we'll get a little bit of movement. Like I said, the last thing we want to do is anticipate and regret. Yepper. I had a really crazy, I try to put, if I'm not going to be able to stream, I will always post on the channel post tab. And so I'll just put on there what's going on and when I can be back or when I'm anticipating being back. Because sometimes that's going to happen. I won't be able to be here every day. Now, eventually, honestly, we get 400 or 500 accounts that are paying out, and I can justify being here every morning. That would be an ultimate goal of mine, because I really enjoy doing this so far. This has been a great journey, and my channel's doing phenomenal. I can't even tell you. My metrics are incredible for the small Google ads that I've ran and the return that I've got and the subscribers and everything. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy. Made 150 so far. Excellent. Overall bearish. Just waiting on my setup. Good. Good for you. I too think it's overall bearish. Our top-down analysis this morning, the first thing we did was do the 4-hour and the 1-hour top-down analysis before we place any trades. Did a little bit of trading late last night when I was on the computer doing some other stuff, so got a few scalps in, which is always nice. I love to start the day with some profit. You know what I mean? I thought about that last night. I'm like, if I can go in tomorrow and I've got a little bit of profit already, it's going to just jump start me into a better day. Yeah, I want to see my setup pan out. I want to see everything line up so we can justify a sell. We almost had one about a half hour ago. Things were lining up pretty good, and then it bounced right back against us. So that's what I love about the metrics, is it didn't quite give us 100% signal. So we don't want to anticipate. We don't want to get in a bad situation, which we would be if we would have took that sell half hour, 45 minutes ago. But yes, I agree, Erica. I'm leaning bearish overall as well. I don't know if we'll make new lows, but even if we go to the daily low, we've got some room to make some money there. So I did get a scalp on a 3-minute real quick. That was cool. It's like a 6-minute trade, 3-minute trade, something like that. It's pretty sweet. Those high probability 3-minute trades are freaking awesome. I love those. I get the toast alert. I get in the trade within 10 seconds. And 3 to 6 minutes later, we're usually in profit. I would say 85% of the time, those pan out within 3 to 6 minutes. And then every once in a while, 15% of the time you take a loss. Sometimes that loss equals 2 or 3 of those trades. So you just got to manage it. But yeah, glad you guys are all here. Thank you, everybody on the stream. Like I said, my channel has done excellent. And a lot of the traction my channel has got is because of the metrics. There's so many interested in the metrics and futures trading in general. So ideally, I like to build a small community of like-minded successful traders that are actually trading prop and actually getting payouts and sharing knowledge and information. That's what we're here to do. So, and then we hit our goals, we shut the computer off, and we go do something else. That's when you know you've made it. That's success, not just the money in the bank. That's the ability to be able to do that. I imagine there's some retired folk that trade and they're just looking to supplement some income, or actually they may be just looking for something to do. And I talked to a friend of mine that I've known for several years, and he's retired and trading a little bit of money. And it's enjoyable to him. It's a way to pass the time, and he feels fulfilled. He feels like he's doing something valuable and worthwhile. And I get that. I totally understand that. I feel very similar. So this, Erica, when I started, so after I blew that 100K Tradeify by being way too aggressive and an idiot, a couple days later, I was going to take like the week and just investigate what I wanted to do for another eval, and the pricing is always kind of slightly changing, and there's so many different options now. It takes a little bit, right? So I ended up, Corey that's on here ended up giving me a code that was a really good deal, but it expired that day, and so I kind of had to take advantage of it that day. And I was going to do 100K, but I thought, no, let's do a 50K. I want to do a 50K. I want to scale back a little bit. and do another 50K. So yeah, this is a 50K my funded futures, and it was the best deal of all. I looked at like 5 or 6 different places that day, and I put them all on my carts, and I looked at the discount codes and stuff I had, and this was the best deal by $20-$30. It was quite a bit better. So, and I've traded my funded futures before. I actually, another reason I wanted to do my funded futures, I've never passed an eval with those guys. So if I pass this eval, that'll be 3 different firms using the same metrics, the same trading style that I've passed evals with. So I figured that would look good for the channel. That I can document that for the channel, right? Mr. Trader Mick, yes, essentially. I try to trade like a robot, so I try to look for the same things, and I try to trade the same way, funded or eval. I will say that I think on evals I get a little more aggressive than I do a funded. When I know it's a funded account, I try to play things very, very safe, unless I see some weird metrics like on my Tradeify account. That was a weird set of circumstances that put me in a bad mental state, and I just thought I needed to knock it out of the park so I could get a payout. Had 4 days to pay out, and I had a huge number I had to hit, and that just mentally put me in a bad spot. Looking back, I should have just traded like I trade and not done anything different. And if I didn't get a payout, I'd still have the account. And now I'd be 2 or 3 days away from the next payout, and it wouldn't have been that big a deal anyway. So I was just kind of mentally messing my own. I'm human like everybody else. But the answer is yes. I try to trade, so I look at it like this. I think that to be successful, so to liken it to another career that I've had, I've had a fairly successful painting career, and I say fairly successful because COVID killed my business. But as a painter, I can do some pretty good paint jobs. That's what I did last week. That side job was a painting job. And in order to do that job, one of the things you have to learn is how to be consistent. So when I was training for that job years and years and years ago, they used to say, try to paint like a robot. And so I've kind of taken that same philosophy that I trade like a robot. I try to be consistent as far as what I do on a daily basis and try to look for the same things repeatable. Every day is different, so it's not always going to look the same. Charts aren't always going to act the same and look the same. That's why I don't believe in like a static take profit or stop loss, because every day is different. A 50-50 is not going to work every single day. So a lot of days you'll nail it, and a lot of days you'll never get there. You know what I mean? So in a nutshell, I try to be robotic how I trade and what I look for. That's maybe why I like the metrics, because you're just using data to make your decisions for you, and then you're adding extra things to it to make it even better. So we're using top-down analysis, we're using trend, we're using support and resistance in the form of order blocks. We're making borders, like we're looking for our ultimate lows, ultimate highs on our 4-hour chart, right? And we're being patient. So some days we're in a trade right off the bat. Other days it's an hour or two before we get into one, if we do. So I've actually seen days where there really was no good setup. It just consolidated all day. It's frustrating if you're trying to pass an eval and you need to get there, especially if you're like 3/4 there and you're just wanting to get it done. I mean, we're all human, We all get that. I know that when I get to like 52,000, then I'm like at the home stretch. And so I'm really eager to find those setups and keep it going, So, but yeah, the short answer on that, Mr. Trader Mick, I really do. If anything on my fundeds, I will back up a little bit. So I can tell you right now, when I pass this account and I go to funded, I'm going to back this down to 2, and I'll back my NQ down to 1. I did that. I'm a little bit more aggressive right now just because I'm making up ground for not trading a couple days last week. And I really want to get this eval done. So I am being a little more aggressive than I would be on my funded. On my funded account, I'll set my risk manager. I'll set it like 500 once I get to my funded. And I hit 500, I'm done for the day. That's plenty on a 50K account. Plus, if I activate the other accounts that I've already got banked, and I just do 500 on each, that's plenty. Should be plenty good. Okay, I said earlier, we were talking about this about 15, 20 minutes ago. Even though I am overall bullish, this was looking like it was going to buy looking at the 1 hour candles, and I took this buy right here. We've actually blown through this support or this resistance right here, and NQ is chasing the 200 pretty hard. So you could have bought down here and made a little bit, but it's counter trend, so I didn't want to take it. I am seeing right here on the 1 hour, I am seeing some green. So we've got some extremely strong RSI. We're at 43. I just realized I was on 3-minute chart still from the buy signal we got earlier. But yeah, I was saying if this order block disappears and we've broke these levels, then this could be a good buy. It'd be counter trend in one way because 4 hours not going to flip over by then, but 1 hour has. But also it could poke through and flip back around and everything go red again because we're right there at that level. So just gonna have to play the game, watch it for a bit here. Watch things as they go. But yeah, Mr. Trader Mick, that's a great question. I know a lot of people have all kinds of different strategies. I know some traders have a different strategy for eval than they do funded, and just me personally, I don't. I try to do. It seems like when you're at a funded stage, things always, the universe throws weird things at you, like you get distracted outside of here, or the whole scenario I got into with the Tradeify thing. I did really, really well on my eval, and then when I got to funded, I had some things outside of here that was pulling me away from my desk, and so I thought I'd be smart to trade on my mobile, and that was just a nightmare. That was absolutely a stupid nightmare. I should never have done that. And so I've since deleted that. I'm not going to do that. I won't do that way ever again. And I think back to a video I watched years and years ago. I used to trade mobile on my Forex, and I didn't really do that good mobile on Forex either. And I remember watching one of the channels that's linked in my notes, and one of the videos he's like, the best thing you can do for yourself is delete your mobile app. Treat it like a business, and that means when you're at your desk, treat it like a business. Stay at your computer, do your due diligence, do your analysis, use your computer, and then when you're done, be done. Don't take your mobile, and don't go to the park and try to trade when you're with your kids playing ball or whatever. Don't go on a hike and try and trade and lose internet service and then come back and you're in a massive drawdown and you were up earlier in the morning. It's so dumb. Don't even do it. Do your work when you're here at your desk. Take the first couple hours of the day. Find good setups, do your work, and shut it down and be done. And that's a big thing with discipline that we were talking about earlier. Ani was mentioning that earlier. That goes hand in hand with that. And a lot of people can't do that. It's really hard to do, especially if you're trying to pass an eval, if you're trying to get a payout. Mentally, we all mess our own self up. Okay, I'm going to take a short break real quick, guys. I got to go grab a water, use the restroom real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll see. We're just playing the waiting game here. I'm not liking buys what I'm seeing, but we're going to play the waiting game here for a bit. Okay. I wonder what we're going to see here. Okay, my stream cut out for me for just a second there. Reset. It looks like we're back going again. So if you would, let me know that you're seeing the screen okay. I am streaming good. It looks like I'm streaming just fine on my end. Make sure you can hear me okay. Let's see, 3-minute chart. Now, interesting. Go down to 3-minute here. There was our scalp earlier. Now, I've hit a major resistance here, so it's right at the 21, interestingly enough. All is okay. All right, cool. Thanks, CubeGift. Thank you, thank you. Both audio and video. Okay. I just reset the stream. It looks really good on my end, so. Okay. Erica, you're talking on NQ or MES? Looks like on MNQ, it's right there. You're right. This is a very strong place to look. You can see it's a strong resistance on 5-minute. We're not quite to the 21 on the 1 hour, so it does have some more room to go up, but I still am pretty optimistic for a sell. I want to see, for me to change my mind, I want to see this break. It's already broke the level that I wanted to see earlier. It's the order block's still there. I want to see that disappear. Oh, I've got to grab this call. I'll be right back. Okay. Or we could be able to hold above the 21 and go back up to Friday's open. 200. Let's see if same story. If we're going to be able to break that high, break that 200, and then go back up to that high of Friday. So Friday was up here. Got quite the distance. If we break the 21s, we could see that level. We could see that race, guys. They're both giving up a pretty good fight. I generally don't like to buy against both trends, but it doesn't mean that it won't work out. I mean, obviously price has to go against the trend some point, or it'd only go in one direction. So okay, off that phone call now. Sorry about that. Okay. Yep. If you're being patient today, props to you guys. Sometimes it's very frustrating and hard to do. You could have bought an hour ago and you'd be in profit on both the assets we watched there. $200's the level I like to watch. We've talked about that before on other streams. 21's important. There's a bunch of them. 9's important. 50's important. 89's important. 200's important. I like 200. It's my kind of my ultimate. Once we go past that, I start changing how I look at it and what we're seeing. This order block's holding strong. It's crazy to me when you see these. Zoom into this here. Got candles that deep into the order block and it's still holding. So does that mean we're going to flip around? Does that mean we're going to break through? Yeah. What are we going to do here? But yeah, props to you for being dedicated, being patient. It's very hard to do sometimes. Most traders have the instinct to be in a trade. They feel this need to be in a trade all the time. And so the way I do it, the way that the metrics and the system we have right here, that I wait for the good setups and then ride the train, try to capitalize on that, Most of the time it works out really, really well. Doesn't mean we have to be patient. We don't have to be patient, and sometimes it's frustrating waiting for that, you know what I mean? Can make for a long stream when you're waiting for a good setup to pan out, but man, when it does, you're thanking yourself for the dedication. Let's see where the high is. So here's our daily high. No, I don't want to do a pending order. Daily low, daily high. And MES is already we already got the daily high for MES. We're at the daily high right now. MNQ still got a ways to go to the daily high, so we are on MNQ. We're about 50%, to be honest. We're right in the middle, 365 to 0. We're a little higher than 50%. Would be like right here. 50% would be like right here. I like the 50% level. It's kind of like what the VWAP is, right? So, and I've said this before, I like to look at my Trade-of-8 charts sometimes just because there's no clutter to it. Every now and again, I'll look at something on my non-cluttered screen, and it does change my perspective a little bit. If you get staring at these charts all day, you kind of do get, not snow blind, but color blind maybe. Oh, really? Cyclonic? Are you talking on that 3-minute one? Well, I have it on too. Pretty sure. Yeah, I got it on too. 200 EMA on 3-minute. Are you talking about this trade right here, Cyclonic? About a half hour ago? Talking about this one here? I didn't catch this one earlier, but I didn't have it on then. I turned it on like right here. It was right after. We barely missed it when I turned it on because I literally turned it on just after that. I'd clicked over to the 3-minute chart and saw that, and I thought, oh, I didn't get an alert because my alerts aren't on. But dang, that sucks. We've talked about this before on the stream. I don't play with those. I leave the MA filter on and the chop filter on, and I've been very, very successful with how it's set up like that. I probably do get less trades, but that's okay. I'm good with the high probability trades. I really am. I feel really good with just how that setup works. Are you, if I remember, are you doing TPT? Are you on a TPT account? The time I was talking about before on the stream, when sometimes we get slight variations in the signals just between like server differences across the globe and, broker differences. TPT has been different. Yeah, our charts are a little different. So it's probably broker difference and server difference, right? So this time, instead of you getting one first, I got one first. So maybe it can flip-flop a little bit. That is kind of weird. I would have thought it had been closer, to be honest with you. I would think that a server lag, like a latency lag or something, would only be seconds. I don't think it would affect a full candle, 3-minute candle, or where you just don't get one at all. That's crazy to me. I wonder what's behind that, because I would never have thought that. I thought so. So Tony B, if you're still on here, that happened to him too, and he actually got one before I did on TPT. And then today I got one before you did on my funded futures. That's kind of crazy. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what is actually the culprit for that. I wonder what the deal is with it. Is it truly a broker difference? Is it a server difference? What is actually making that? Interesting. Okay, Erica, we're at the 200 right now. We're at a pretty strong resistance on the MNQ. We've got some decent RSI. We are closing in on that 21. But I'll be honest with you, before I would buy, especially on a counter trend buy, I want to be above the 21. So we've got about 8 minutes till the candle closes on the 1 hour chart. If this candle holds and we are in a buy pattern, I may pull a trigger on a buy and shoot for this level here. It really depends. I mean, the next hour or two is really going to depend, and it may just be one of those that we just float, right? We might not get much traction. Yeah, there is a lag on YouTube. You're right. And some days it's worse than others too. So when we were playing with YouTube settings, times of the day affect that as well. We were streaming in the afternoon. It was worse than it was in the morning for whatever reason. So right now should be better than it would be this afternoon for me, just where I'm at. We're at the daily high on the MES. NQ still got a ways for the daily high. So before I would buy, like I said, I mean, this setup looks decent for a buy, especially on the 1 hour chart. I just want to see let's see what happens the next 5 minutes, and then we'll see if we're going to take a buy or not. Order block did disappear that I've been watching for a half an hour. So to me, this looks better for a buy now because we're above. I'm a trend trader, guys. I've always said that. So I didn't just take the signal RSI. I want to see it above these levels before I buy. I don't like buying an order block too. I want to see order blocks gone. And then, I'd shoot for here. This is going to be a good range to shoot for. I think we're going to have a 21 and 200 cross, so that'll be the first buy that we've had for a couple days. I mean, solid buy. All these other ones didn't really pan out, but this one looks the best I've seen. Going on the 1 hour chart here. Like I said, we're going to watch this for the next 5 minutes. And then we'll plot from there. This holds above this though, and we get another green candle, which we should, because it doesn't look like it's shrinking. It's actually still growing. It was 2 a minute ago on the RSI, so we'll see. If you'd have bought any time earlier, we would have definitely had some growth there. You could have good couple buys. They don't match my criteria, so that's why I didn't take them. But it doesn't mean it wouldn't have worked out. Other people, they look at completely different things than I do, and that would have been their perfect criteria. So you got to remember, there's traders out there that do the exact opposite you, and they still make money, and they might even do better than you, right? When I first started Forex, we were all about finding reversals. I was a reversal trader. On 5 minute, me tucking on 5 minute cyclonic. Yeah, I wonder what that is. I wonder what makes the difference. So I don't have an order block anymore, but you still do. And are your settings the same as mine on the order block detector? 5, 3, and 3. 1 line width, mitigation wick. I'm pretty sure that's default. Yeah, it's default. I haven't changed anything. So as long as you've left the only thing I changed was color, but I didn't change any settings. So as long as you're at that setting, I think they should be the same. But yeah, I wonder what the difference is. I wonder what the lag is. I wonder if it's like a latency issue between the broker and your trading view, or if it's like a server issue, or if it's your broker's lagging and mine's not, or vice versa. I mean, I think some days mine actually is. I think my funded futures has lagged before. I feel like that there's been other times on the stream where the take profit trader guys have been a little bit ahead of me. So I don't know. I'd like to I kind of wonder how we could figure that out. I might get on the Discord and see if anybody else has had any issues with that, because I'd like to know what's going on with that. All right, 2 more minutes till this candle closes, guys, on the 1 hour. It's looking like it's going to break this 21. We can go, we got about 75 ticks till the next order block. The Friday open, or Friday market open, was about 80, 90 ticks from here. So, but will it hold? That's the question. It looks like right now it's a good solid rejection off that 4-hour ultimate that we plotted earlier. But will it hold? Or are we just charging up for another sink, right? There you go. Your order block went away. Yeah, we're all slightly different. I mean, that's kind of frustrating too, because I would have thought that had been really close. Like I said, latency would only affect it in hundredths of a second or tenths of a second maybe, but I don't think it would. I don't think it'd matter. I don't think it should hold candles. I don't think it'd be that much different. You're on the 5 too, huh? Yeah, mine disappeared like 10 minutes ago. Okay, one more minute, guys, and let's see what this is going to do. See if we're going to place a trade, or if this is just going to flip around on us. See, this is flipping around. It's not going to, it might not hold. Pretty good size wick right there. It did, it held. And we jumped to 11 on RSI on the 1 minute chart, or 1 hour chart. All right, I'm going to enter a buy. We're going to shoot for the next order block. I'm going to pull this up here. Just go right below it. I'm going to take my sell and we're going to put it down. I'm going to go below here. That's ultra safe. I probably didn't even need to put the sell on there, to be honest with you, but I think we're going to take that one. Let's look at NQ. It may be a similar story. So on here, let's look at the 1 hour. I don't think it's broke the 1 hour yet, but it's lagging behind, but it's following suit. It's behind, but it's doing the same story. I would prefer it be above the 21 before we want to buy there, even though they follow suit. I'd like it to be breaking this, so it would break this order block and be about above the 21. Hasn't broke the 200 yet, or the 21 on NQ. But you know how these two work together. They follow each other. So it doesn't mean it won't, but it doesn't mean it will. So yeah, let's see what happens here over the next hour. We did manage to break above the 21. RSI grew quite a bit on that last candle that opened up just a minute ago. We went from like 432 to 13. And we can see we're rising. We can see if you just draw a line from this to here, we can see we're on an uptrend. The last hour candle was less than this distance we're shooting for now. So we're in profit, but let's see if we can hold this trade. This should be a decent trade. I don't know if it'll kick our daily profit trigger, but If NQ followed suit and we did the same thing, I don't like it. It's not looking. Of course, this thing can turn so fast. We break this order block and break the 221. I'll just do like I just did, and we'll add to it, and then. Yeah, I'm going to watch this close because I'm thinking we might just be this suck into the profit wave. The next couple candles, we break this resistance here, and then we've got some room. We've definitely got some room up. It's actually turned into a bullish day today. It's kind of crazy. Go down to 2 panel for just a bit here. Watch the trade in progress and watch this other one setting up. I want to see this order block go away. So you can see that the way I trade, I look at a whole bunch of stuff. I don't just look at one thing. I got pretty strict rules. Like I said earlier, I try to trade like a robot, look for the same things over and over again. Even if it means giving up this much profit, I feel much better about it being on this side of things. This is a good entry here. We just crossed our 21 and 200. Our 1 hour chart held above the 21. I mean, I'm looking at multiple things to get this information. I'm not just hitting willy-nilly, buy or sell. Same kind of story here. I mean, just because these pairs are related and they move similar doesn't mean I just want to jump into a buy here. I still want to, I'd feel much better about it clearing this order block and following suit, right? Yeah, it's a good idea. My order block did disappear. We're just kind of hovering at entry right now. RSI is at 25. On the 1 hour chart, it raised quite fast, so let's see what's going to happen here. It's good place to shoot for, though. I feel pretty solid about that trade. That's a pretty good little setup right there. Though it stops pretty wide on it, but I'd watch it. I would never let it get that far down. I mean, if a news event or something knocked it out, I'd just take it, right? Anybody trading NQ? MNQ? I really like when they both line up and you can just ride both of them the same direction. That's pretty cool. Doesn't always work, but a lot of times they move very similar. Very, very similar. Like I said earlier, on my Tradeovate screen, I have the ultimate low for the day as a red line and the ultimate high for the day as a green line. And we're a little bit higher than 50%. Now, this could turn around on us because the overall 1 hour and 4 hours still bearish on NQ, MNQ. But let's watch. Let's see what happens. I'd like to see, before I enter on NQ, I want to see this price. I want to see the price obviously get above 200, but that order block disappear. Like Cyclonic just said, it's very smart. I don't like trading order blocks. I like them to be out of my way. Okay, we're down a little bit on the MES trade. Go down to 1 panel. Yeah, I see that too. Okay, we're at 10 RSI, but the okay, if you can hear this, the stream just cut out and reset on me. Just took a second there, but apologize for that, guys. Okay, I'm going to probably take a loss here because this is flipping around pretty hard on us. So that's what happens when you take counter trend trade, like I said earlier. So waiting all morning for that setup, to be honest, but it's okay. And Q's looking like it's wanting to do the same thing. They both rejected. That rejected the 200 pretty strong. So, man, I keep losing my stream now, guys. I apologize. OBS Studio's disconnected like 4 times in the last 2 minutes. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, we're going to wait till this candle closes and we're going to enter a sell on MES. If you can hear me, please let me know that the stream reconnected. It looked like it did. It cut out like 3 times in 2 minutes. That was kind of wild. Hasn't done that all day today. Yeah, we rejected the high. Pretty clear we hit that high and rejected. It looked like to me it was going to keep going higher, but it did not. 187 in 10 minutes. That freaking sucks. Yeah, well, sometimes that's how trading is, guys. If we knew what was going to happen on every trade, we would be millionaires. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My stream cut out 3 times, like within a couple minutes. It was really, that's really rare. I haven't seen that for pretty much the whole time I've been streaming. I just took a small loss right there. Rejected that level pretty hard. Same thing on they're both following suit now. So that was the daily high on MES, and it poked into it. I thought it was going to break through and keep going, but it didn't. That's okay. That's just how trading goes. As I said the whole time we were looking at that this is definitely not my favorite setup. 15 minutes later, readjust. That happens a lot, though. You'll get into a position and then it doesn't work out, and then you'll flip and go in the other position, and then you've made up your loss and then some pretty easy. So that's what I try to do anyway. Okay, let's see if this candle's gonna. NQ is below the 200. Just watching that to break the 21. MES is right at the 200, so we're just waiting. Yeah, Adrian, I lost the stream a couple times. My software cut out on me 2 or 3 times real quick. The whole stream's been really good until just now. I'm not sure what happened. It seems to be better now. I just reset everything, so should be good now. Should be good now. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if that's a internet thing. Well, I'm not sure what that is. My speed test looked like it was pretty good, but that doesn't mean it didn't cut out for a minute. Apologize, guys. Well, decent speed test. I just ran a speed test and 764 and 30 upload. That's not bad. That should be pretty good. Might have just had a slight internet interruption for just a second there. That's probably what that was. Apologize, guys. Yeah. Well, I've had one scalp and one loss so far, so not counting last night. I guess that's on today's journal too, but some days are like this, you know. That's just how it goes sometimes. I look at it like if you don't take a trade on days like this, at least you still have an account to trade. It's way better than getting meat grindered. Okay, I'm gonna watch trades until the end of this candle, this hourly candle here. So we got about 45 minutes till the end of the stream today. So hoping we get a setup. Really hoping we get a setup here that I like. The strong resistance right here and the rejection off 200 on MNQ really says that this didn't want to rise on us. We're still kind of in a bearish pattern. Most of the morning I've been bearish in my bias, especially since we did our top down at the beginning of the stream. Looking on our 60-minute, 1 hour is kind of poking through. Within the last 20 minutes, we went from poking above the 21 to rejecting it pretty hard. So if that 1 hour was a rejection, that 21 was rejection, we're at the bottom. You know, we're at the bottom of the 4 hour on our top down. Now we're rising again. But it was here, and then 20 minutes later it went down to here. It looked like it was going to reject. Had a great big wick. So it's kind of playing with that level. So not ideal for what we look for. Not ideal for what we look for. I still have my alerts on. Yes, I do. Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens here. Like I said, I want to run the stream for about 40 more minutes. See if we can wrap up. I don't like trading too late into the session. I've never really had good luck doing that. Sometimes power hour can be wonky. Mr. Trader Mick, yeah. I maybe shouldn't have took that buy. I was pretty hesitant, as I said, and just trying to we're right on the line, you know what I mean? So it can kind of go either way. I was pretty hesitant to take that trade, and Cyclonic called it like an hour ago. It looks like it's just going to be a ranging day. Yeah. Well, you know, 10 minutes ago, this turned red on what I think it was actually on the MES. It turned red, sunk down to here. It looked like it was going to flip around pretty hard on us, and then just rejected. Yeah, you're right, Adrian. You're very right, and I've pointed this out before on the stream too. One place you don't want to trade is between two EMAs like that. I'd rather it be on both sides of it. So when you're in between a 200 and a 21, that's a really, I mean, it's just ping ponging, you know. So you could do, let's do this. This will be something we can do. So if we were just going to do one of these maneuvers, we'll do a little fishy here. Okay. Travis even does a little eye for one of them, but I don't think we need to get that creative. Guess we can do something like that for an eyeball. How did I invert it? That was kind of cool. There we go. All right, there's our fishy. I didn't go to art school. Mr. Trader Brick, I can appreciate that. Yeah, I can appreciate that. That's why I watch my RSI so strongly. I like those alerts. I like to, where I get in and I get out at, we're moving with momentum. But yeah, in NQ, you're right. This is a really bad place to try and trade in between two EMAs like that. Rejected this one. It rejected that one. It's just bouncing. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Where we're going to break through and go up here, right? We're going to break through and go up here, or we're going to reject and go down. I love our little fishy. What a cool little fish. I'm thinking we're going to break to the upside. Yeah, I think we're going to break to the upside. Although I've been bearish most of the day, just on my analysis here. Love to see this order block disappear if we're going to buy. We're going to try that. If we're going to try that again, that's got to go away. Still got some room to this order block here. Yeah, I think it looks like we're gonna be bullish, guys. See, this MQ is gonna hold above the 200, which it looks like it's gonna. And break out of our fishy. That order block might go away too. It did. One of them did. Yep, I can see it. We're going bullish. Wait till the next candle, and we're probably going to enter some buys. Yeah, I think we're gonna. Let's go to 2-panel. Should have held that buy because it would have been in profit now. But I thought it looked like it did. It looked like it's gonna go backwards on us. Our size climbing pretty fast. 1 hour is looking. Man, we should have entered 10 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago on the 200. Okay, new candle's going to populate. Yep, we're going to go bullish. I'm going to shoot for it.
Order filled.
We got a 3-minute alert too. If you guys look at that, we got a 3-minute alert. Yep, we got a 3-minute alert. So if you want to take a scalp, there's your scalp right there. I'm gonna hang tight. I'm gonna shoot for 1 hour. I'm gonna try to finish this strong. See if we can at least recoup that trade we just had. But this is looking pretty bullish now. So we're above 200 on both. We've closed above 200. I need to go back to this chart here. Here we go. That's the 3-minute chart. That did just get a toast alert for the scalp. So if you want to scalp real quick, that might be a good one. I'm going to hold these though because we're above the 200 on both. RSI climbed pretty fast. It's counter trend, but it looks like we're raising. Got some room till we're open. And I'm just getting chopped up here. Just below entry now. So I'm going to see this scalp. That would have been, you'd have held some drawdown on that scalp. Yeah, that went down a little ways. Held some drawdown, but if you'd entered in it, you'd be right at break even now. Okay, there's 3 minutes into that scalp. You'd still be just right below break even. There's Lorand. Hey, Lorand. Good morning. Well, we're just working on some trades now. Had kind of a slow morning so far. Had one scalp and then one little loss that I took earlier. And now we just barely entered. I'm looking at maybe some buy action here for a bit. How are you doing? I am excited to get this eval over with. I didn't get to trade as much as I wanted to last week, and I really want to get this eval over with. So we're about halfway there. A little bit under halfway. I'd like to get some good trading in today and see if we can get to that home stretch on this eval. Okay, we're at break even now. 3 minutes into the scalp trade on the 3 minute that just popped up. Just under break even, depending on when you got in. Sometimes that's hard. It's very hard. I was super busy last week and I didn't get to work on it near as much as I wanted to. So today I'm trying to make up some ground and we're just not getting a lot of movement one way or the other, really. Doing our top-down analysis, we're in a bearish market. It has been for a couple days, but it's rising pretty strong now. So I'm a trend trader, so I wait for my trend to tell me when to buy. And we passed both of those about a half hour ago. Well, on the MES we did, but NQ just barely passed it. So now we're just going to wait, see if we can get this thing to raise. Ideally, we'd want to get up to these levels. We've got a few resistances here. 1 hour chart, we've got lots of room. If we get to Friday's market open, we've got lots of room to those levels. So plenty of room to pass an eval or make some gains towards that anyway. I don't think I would ever try to pass an eval in one day. I know you can do it with some brokers, but I think it's better to space it out for 3 to 4 or 5 days. Space it out. You know, appreciate wanting to get your eval over with, because I do too. But it also puts yourself at extreme risk. And they'll let you. The broker gives you enough to hang yourself with for sure. Yeah. I think we're going to be bullish. We just got to be patient. Money flow is not looking great. It's not. It's kind of in the middle. So I can appreciate what you guys were talking about with that earlier, because it's not really one way or the other. That's probably why we're seeing the movements we are. Oh man, if I had $1 for every time I heard that story, Lorand. I know people that have been $20 away from passing it and lost the account. How crazy is that? How crazy. And it's so real. I get it. I've been there. I know exactly what that feels like. You can't even believe the screen. Sometimes it happens so fast too. It's just crazy how fast things can snowball out of you. You have a week, a really solid week of trading, and then 1 hour of bad trading, and just erases all that gain, all that dedication. Oh man, that's so frustrating. I know when I passed my TPT account, my consistency, they actually extended it. I had to trade a little bit more to make the consistency work out. And then the day that I passed it, I actually had to take off some trades because I was going too far. I was just getting way too aggressive, and they was gonna raise the consistency again because I overshot it. I went from, it was supposed to be like 3,000, and then it went up to like 4,200, and I had open trades at like 4,900. So I didn't close them. I waited till it retraced a little bit and tried to just plan. I would rather be in that situation. I mean, because then I was just waiting for it to turn around on me. Luckily it did. And then I closed it like at 4,300 instead of 4,900, because then I would have to trade one more day. Okay, we're 6 minutes in that trade now. We're on the scalp trade if you did take that. Right at break even. We're just under entry. We haven't gone down or up. We're just right there hovering. So RSI is climbing though. I'm watching the RSI and it is climbing. We were down to around 25 and now we're at 30. So RSI is slightly climbing. This might just be a slow climb today. We'll have to see. Really looking forward to some gains though. I love when I get like halfway through an eval, I get excited because I can see the home stretch, you know what I mean? That's why I've been so careful today and want just to get some solid entries and try to get some good ground. Yeah, everybody does it around. We all fight that greed and fear. You get greedy and then you lose some trades and you get your butt whooped and then you're afraid to enter a trade because you don't want that to happen again. So I say it all the time. I like the metrics because I think it helps with that. I use the data to help me with my entries and help me with my exits, and it's so much less stress. It's so much less, I don't even mind when I take a loss because I just use the metrics to help me get another win. Just how I do it. My chart set up. Knowing how to trade is important too because I have experience with that and I understand trend, and I've seen a lot of things in my careers. So I think my confidence level is pretty high I've made a lot of money in trading, especially in futures. I've hardly made anything in futures. I see potential though. I see some real potential to make some good money. Back in Forex days, man, I knew some people that could pull some good money out of Forex. It was super risky though. I still see Forex channels all over YouTube. It's kind of crazy. I thought Forex was going away, but there's still some pretty big YouTube channels about it. Still a lot of things going on with it. You can trade it on TradingView too, which is cool. I'm an old MT4 guy, so I never really did much with TradingView back in the day. Man, what a frustrating day. Just a lot of sitting here waiting, and then only had one good scalp. This scalp, if you took it, has not worked out. We're still under. We're still down a little ways. Good job, Adrian. Good job. That's dedication right there. Sometimes you just have to be that way. I'm kind of getting there myself, to be honest. So we're going to watch this another half hour or so, and if it doesn't start moving, then I'm going to call it, because I don't want to erase the gains I do have. And we've waited for 2 or 3 hours now, and we're just not getting anywhere. We're playing it by the rules, and it's still not panning out. We're just not moving. This is how trading is, guys. If you think trading is anything different than this, you're wrong. This is how it is. Not every day is a super big knock 'em out of the park day. A lot of days are just ranging days, since we've opened, we've only moved that far, hardly gone anywhere. It does seem stuck. You're right, Erica. It's just like stuck. It doesn't really go up. It doesn't really go down. The second you think it's going to go down, then it springs back up. So you jump into a buy, and then it sinks back against you a little bit. So just kind of how it's going for today. Yeah, that 3-minute scalp would not have worked out so far. So like I said, about 15 to 20% of the time, that's how these scalp work. And this is long enough now. So the scalp, if you'd have took this, would have been right here. Your take profit would have been right here. Let's zoom this up a little bit so you can see. We wouldn't have hit it. We still haven't hit it. And it's been about 15 minutes now. So like I said earlier today, I don't like to hold on to those super long. Plus there's an order block there. And it was on 5-minute chart, so I was trading the swing trade, so I wasn't really looking at the order blocks on the 3-minute. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling like that too. I'm kind of feeling like Adrian. It's just not really panning out for us one way or the other. I don't want to expose the gains I do have. You know what I mean? Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. And this is what's messing me up right here, Cyclonic, because we reversed off of this, and then it started to go down, and then it popped back up over on both. You know what I mean? So it's tough because we're riding that line. Anytime you're riding this line, it's a flip flop. It could do either or. I'm a big RSI guy. You guys know that from my channel and from my views, from my live streams, but that's not the whole story. It's just a big part of it for me. Yeah, I agree, Trader Mick. I find trading period after that point doesn't work well for me. You're losing momentum and volume, and those are super important, especially the way I trade. So, but I totally agree that SMM doesn't work that good, and it doesn't work good late at night either. Same kind of story, It just kind of floats, and you're not really getting. I mean, the colors are changing and stuff, but it doesn't help you. I mean, if you buy when you're supposed to in the triple G's, it just sinks. And okay, well, it's going to sell now. So you get reds, and then you'll sell, and then it raises. I mean, it's like complete flip flop what it should be. And even if you do your overall top down or whatever, there's just not enough volume to move it one way or the other, and so you're just floating. It doesn't really. I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I really feel like the only way this really works good is when there's momentum in the U.S. session. I've traded Power Hour a couple times. I did pretty good on Power Hour one day, but I might have just got lucky too. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say it couldn't have flipped around on me and just went the other way, even though the metrics told me it was going up. So I'm a big proponent of the metrics overall, but is it perfect? Absolutely not. There is some definite... And what we got to realize too is it's not necessarily just the metrics, it's the market. You know what I mean? The market just moves so random and weird sometimes, and it doesn't behave to trend. It doesn't behave to any one style. I've seen it move counter money flow. I've seen it move counter trend. I've seen it move counter RSI. I mean, I've seen it do all kinds of funky stuff that shouldn't even make sense. Like we were talking earlier with Adam, it's like price almost teleports sometimes. How's that even possible? It doesn't even move like in a candlestick. It just all of a sudden's up here or down here. Yeah, I'm feeling like I got in at the top on this too, but again, the way this was behaving right here. Are we just gearing up for more buys? Or are we just going to kind of float for a while? What are we doing? The open of the day is quite a bit higher. We rejected the 21 on the way down, so we bounced off that pretty hard, which typically, especially if we're above 200, this is a really good, that was a good rejection, so I would anticipate more. We broke some levels. We broke the high levels. We broke the high levels here. But again, you can plot all day long, and it doesn't mean it's going to work out. But Mr. Trader Mac, I totally agree. I feel like the later in the day you get, the worse it gets. The worse the metrics work. And it's just a mix between how the metrics are designed and the volume in the market fading as people leave. Buyers and sellers are taking lunch and taking the day. They try to make their money within the first 3-4 hours of the market, and a few of them will try to put some last minute orders in for Power Hour, and that's why that moves so crazy sometimes. But and there's so many times too, it's crazy. I'll end the stream, and 10 minutes later things start moving after hours of being on stream. I just laugh when that happens, because I'm like, man, I waited all day for that move. And then I get off stream and I post on the post, like, look at 15 minutes later and look what happened. So we're going to wrap up here in about 10 minutes, guys. We're just not really getting anywhere. I appreciate y'all hanging in there and sharing your information, sharing your thoughts and opinions on things. We're all kind of seeing the same thing. We're not really getting one way or the other. We're just kind of stuck. Just one of those days that, unfortunately, the market's not going where we want, or we're just really not getting anywhere, Even our scalp signals, I mean, that's, in my opinion, for what I've seen on those scalps, that's pretty rare that those don't work out. It's very, very rare. Those usually work out pretty well. And that second one of the day did not work. So if you're in that scalp signal, I mean, I'd hate to tell you to take a loss and then have it go bounce up and you win, but NQ is not looking great. We're like parked on the fishy nose here. what my thinking is too in that situations like this. I'll take the loss and then it'll bounce up right where it was. I mean, I've seen it do that so many times, and you're just like, man, if I just waited 10 more minutes. Then I've seen it where you're just waiting 10 more minutes and you just lose 3 times as much. So you're just like, man, what do I just take the loss and call it? Do I wait and risk 3 times as much? What do we do? Yeah, I appreciate you too, Mr. Trader Mick. You're welcome here anytime. Your insight's very important to me. I see a lot of the same things you guys do. Cyclonic, you guys are regulars. You guys are awesome, and this is how we're going to win together, right? All of us sharing information, and if I don't see something you guys do, pipe up, and hopefully I'm analyzing things clearly so you guys can see what I'm seeing, and we all can kind of come to the same conclusions and win together. I know we've done it before. We can do it again. So we're going to end the stream here in about 8 minutes. I'm going to wait till 11 o'clock candle, and no matter what you do, if you don't use the metrics or whatever system you use, I think today's are a good example of being patient. And even if you don't win, being patient is a good trait to have as a trader. If we would have kept so example for today has been kind of a slightly floating up day, even though the bias has been down. And so being patient and waiting for certain things to happen before we place our trades can seriously pay off or seriously save us from losing. So another thing I like to say too, and I've heard this many, many times in trading circles, a zero trade is always better than a losing trade. And as Mr. Trader Mick and a couple of the others, they are probably in the same situation. Less trades at zero or zero trades at zero is always going to be better than a big loss. So that's the takeaway on days like this, right? That's the takeaway on days like this. Now we'll end the stream. We'll all go get lunch. We'll all go do whatever we got to do. And an hour later, we'll come back and it moved 50 points the direction we were planning. It's like the universe knows our plans, and it's just how it goes. Kind of bounced off that profit wave a little bit. Man, this is excruciating to watch though. 15 minutes of just sitting right here. Now we're back to just below entry on that scalp trade if you're still holding it. But days like this are frustrating. Super hard to trade. A lot of time staring at charts and very little coming in our favor here. But you know what? This is reality too. Like I was saying earlier, this is, if you're new to trading, or if you're even if you're experienced in trading, especially, you'll know that this is normal. This is what happens sometimes. You're going to come to the table and you're going to try to do the same thing every day, but the market's going to have different ideas, or it's going to move different every day. Some days are just like this. Some days it's just going to, like Friday. Friday was killer. I was done trading in 25 minutes. Today we've been on stream for 3 hours and we've hardly moved. And we're actually in loss. We took one nice scalper, and then we took a decent sized loss. If I would have held that, it'd be in profit right now. But we've just been hovering on that line. So, okay, we got about 5 more minutes. I'll end the stream. I always end my streams with a thank you, complimentary to all the people that follow me. Channel's done really good. I've sold quite a few of the Simple Market Metrics toolkits. If you haven't got that yet, I highly encourage you to get it. Even if you just play with it on a demo account for a week or two, it's a good tool. The way I use it, the way a lot of these guys on here use it, it can help you for sure. Is it perfect? No, it's not. Is there some things you can do to it like we've done that really help and make a big difference? Absolutely. We've seen on my channel. Look through my channel. Look through some of the videos I have. Some of the live streams I have, you can see that we've had some really good days, and we'll have more good days. I have no doubt of that for sure. But the reality is, I'm a transparent guy. I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking at, what you see. And this is what happens sometimes. You're just going to have days like this. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream. I'm just going to take my loss. We're going to end the stream and try again for tomorrow. You know, it's about all we can do at this point. So I'd rather have a few small losses, or it's going to be $400 or $500 by the time it's all said and done. But we still have an account to trade, right? How many people do you know that don't have that dedication and they just keep going and keep going and keep going and they lose their account? It's crazy. Yep, we're just not doing it today. It's just how it goes. I'm going to erase my little fishy here. Get rid of this little smiley face. Get rid of this bottom line here. And we'll try again tomorrow. That's all I can tell you. So I'm in the stream with that. Like I said, thank you to the supporters, and thanks for the knowledge and the knowledge share here. And try again for tomorrow. Kind of a tough